Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and a warm welcome to the 9 p.m. news of the most prestigious channel in Sri Lanka, bringing you stories from across the globe and stories here at home. I'm Sonal Paramithana.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
First day of the ABU Media Summit concludes successfully. Several rounds of discussions on climatic changes and disaster prevention. The President advises a nation-united National Council to formulate a proper scientific program to rehabilitate drug addicts. According to the Cabinet spokesman, dangerous narcotics taken into custody will be destroyed soon. An export earning exceeding $14 billion during the last 10 months. Highest grants allocated to education after many years, says the Prime Minister in Parliament. Former chairman of the Bureau of Foreign Employment remanded until the 9th of December. A streamlined program to solve problems of paddy farmers. Investigations are on regarding a mega-scale fraud by the chief of the Anti-Corruption Institution of Ukraine.
We now move on to those and other stories in detail, taking a look at local news first. The 9th Media Summit on Climate Action and Disaster Prevention commenced in Colombo in the morning today at Mount Lavinia Hotel, hosted by Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation.
And the theme of this year's conference is Building Climate Resilience via Media for a Pure, Green and Safe Tomorrow. More than 70 media persons, global climate experts and other foreign delegates representing 35 countries are participating in the summit. All state and private electronic and print media institutions in Sri Lanka have also been invited to the summit. Top officials of state and private sector, including intellectuals and others numbering more than 200, are also participating. In a unique feature, Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, with the help of all the other media institutions of this country, is conducting this international event. Speaker Dr. Jagat Wickramaratne, addressing the summit today, pointed out that Sri Lanka faced natural calamities for a number of years and the danger might increase with the continuing climatic changes.
Today, all nations are experiencing the serious effect of climate change. Extreme weather events such as heavy rains, storms, floods, drought and heat waves are becoming more common and more dangerous. Sri Lanka is especially vulnerable because we are a small island with low elevation and a strong depend on our natural ecosystem. For many years, Sri Lanka has been ranked among the countries most affected by extreme weather. These realities show why Sri Lanka must move towards a cleaner, greener economy. It is necessary for our survival, development and long-term stability. Climate change is the greatest challenge of our time, but it also presents an important opportunity for innovations, cooperation and leadership. The media has a powerful role in guiding our societies towards a safer and more sustainable future.
Minister of Health and Mass Media Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, General Secretary of the Asia Pacific Region Broadcasting Union Ahmed Nadeem, Secretary to the Ministry of Health and Mass Media Dr. Anil Jasingha, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation Gihan De Silva, Director General Manoja Nadishana Amarasinghe, along with a number of other invited guests participated in the event. Several local dance items were also presented as a feature. General Secretary of the Asia-Pacific Region Broadcasting Union, Ahmed Nadeem, specially thanked Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation.
Ayubowan. Our sincere appreciation goes to our host, the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, for their warm hospitality and long-standing support for ABU's work in strengthening climate resilience and public service media. I also extend a warm welcome to our delegates from across the region and our partners from UNESCO, UNDRR, ITU, and many other international organizations who have joined us today. I also welcome our valued members who traveled across the region, as well as other media professionals from other parts of the beautiful earth. Your presence reflects our shared commitment to build safer and more resilient societies through credible, responsible, and collaborative communication.
Chairman of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Gihan De Silva, stated that the Asia-Pacific Region Broadcasting Union provided their highest possible cooperation in organizing the summit.
As a national broadcaster of Sri Lanka, we felt a deep national responsibility. We realized that our job is not just to report news. Our job is to protect this planet, its people, and our peaceful environment for the future. Media has the power to change minds. We must drive awareness and hold institutions accountable. But we must also look at ourselves. In an age of fake news, we must maintain trust. We must stop the spread of climate misinformation and ensure that what we report is accurate and scientific.
Former Vice Chairman of the Intergovernment Committee on Climate Change, Professor Mohan Munasinghe, delivering the keynote address of this summit, pointed out that the digital media is fulfilling a significant role in global climate activities.
There are three facts. One is global warming is proven. The second fact is the poor will suffer the most. This is climate injustice because it is the rich who have put the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, but it will be the poor who suffer most, and Asia as particular. But there is a solution, and that is sustainable development. And that is why climate change is only one of 17 sustainable development goals, because climate change must be addressed together with all the other problems. It cannot be addressed by itself.
There were several lectures today, and local and foreign media persons delivered their speeches in their respective topics. Arush Balalla of the English News Division, representing the national television, presented his views regarding the cooperation of media institutions to young media persons in reporting about climate changes.
My presentation focuses the importance of making climate and disaster risk reduction accessible to all communities. As youth journalists, we play a vital role in bridging information gaps and ensuring climate messages reach people of every age, religion and abilities. So I'll highlight how youth are reshaping climate communication, the barriers we navigate, and what can be done to empower our contribution even further. So youth communication is very powerful because it meets people wherever they are. We understand that digital rhythm of young audiences, whether it's visual, short-form videos or interactive content, and we use these tools to make climate stories more accessible and engaging. So our presence in villages, schools, grassroots levels and online communities allow us to bring forward stories that are often missed by the mainstream media. That makes youth reporting inclusive. We also rethink traditional storytelling. We make it new. We innovate youth-led stories. We turn complex climate science into creative, easy to understand formats, and most importantly, we give space to marginalized voices, from disabled communities to women and the informal sector workers, ensuring climate communication represents those who are most affected and most needed. This is why youth-led storytelling is reshaping our climate issues and are acted upon.
Several rounds of discussions on action regarding climatic changes and disaster prevention took place. Special attention was paid as to how to create strong resilience in climatic changes across the media region. Local and foreign experts participated in the discussion. A workshop regarding the fight against inaccurate climate information was also held today. The experts detailed about the need of a strong media and information literacy usage and the trust of the general public in reporting information regarding the climate. The Media Summit on Climate Action and Disaster Prevention of Asia-Pacific Region Broadcasting Union first commenced in 2014 based on the 10th anniversary of the tsunami disaster which occurred earlier. The summit, which communicates the climatic risk, assists the communities facing the risk of danger and the mode to develop and promote sustainable development, has become a prominent stage in the Asian Pacific region. The enhancement of cooperation among scientists, policymakers and media persons of nearly 30 countries has become possible through this summit. This year's summit will conclude by the 27th of this month.
This important summit, held today and tomorrow, is a powerful call to action.
Bank of Ceylon is the official banking partner of the 9th Asia-Pacific Broadcasting Union Media Summit on Climate Action and Disaster Prevention being held at the Mount Lavinia Hotel in Colombo.
Chairman of the Bank of Ceylon, Kavinda de Soisa, joined the discussion held with the participation of intellectuals.
2-3 years back, this entire segment got the government transfer as cash. Today, that entire system is digitized and Bank of Ceylon is at the forefront of opening accounts for these people. This is a segment which not many would touch if you look at it from a P&L point of view. But given our responsibility as the banker to the nation, we are happy to say that to date we have roughly 650,000 accounts open and 375,000 of them have debit cards. So it's not just supporting digitization, but we have brought this segment into digitization. Then if you take our branch network, we have roughly 2,500 touch points. Today, 100 branches are completely solar with generating 4 megawatts. Then if you take our loan mechanisms, we continue to be one of the largest lenders for SME and entrepreneurs, because one of the things a lot of people ask is, how do you give that benefit? So as a bank, without any specific refinance at our own cost, we continue to support the youth segment, women, especially at a low interest rate scheme. This is SME. And then at the Chief Risk Officers Unit, we have an Environmental and Sustainability Management Evaluation Committee. So when you go to the largest corporates, when you have industrials coming in, ensuring industry compliance, ensuring that they have the required certifications, all of these are done on a responsible manner. So again, I think we've driven a very strong point from supporting replanting, supporting reforestation, supporting plastic recycling. So this year at the board, another example is we mandated the management to reduce paper cost by 30%. It's a challenge, they took it very seriously, but digitization and the benefits are so phenomenal. One thing we have to credit is, GovPay. GovPay is the government's platform for paying. There are many ministries and departments where you can pay. 3 years back, a person living in a home had to take their own vehicle or some mode of transport to go and pay their rent and rates. Imagine the time, the fuel, all that. Today, they can do it at home with the convenience of using their mobile phone. So, these are little steps, but very powerful steps which can create a sustainable environment. And also, Bank of Ceylon is at the forefront of financial inclusion. Another point, so when you take in the very north on the islands, and last week we were in the south with the governor of the central bank, these islands, these communities had to travel 45 minutes by boat, by bus to find a bank. But we have found agent banking solutions where BOC Connect has established with the Sri Lanka Post another strong government entity, a partnership where actually people can walk from their home to do their banking. Little things, but imagine the time saving, the fuel saving, the efficiency, the digitization. So I think we take it very responsibly. It's not about profits, but about the climate and the action and the leadership that we do to set an example. There are 331 divisional secretariats in the country. Today there are 320 already which has banks. We at Bank of Ceylon are working to get the balance 10 also covered in the next year. So these are numbers which do the talking with a lot of responsibility and focus.
So today it's all about climate action and disaster prevention and making people aware about these things, hazards and everything. So we have with us today the chairman of BOC, Mr. Kavindu Soisa. So we would like to know about a few things about your participation here as the main partner in this summit. What do you think about this summit?
Thank you. First of all, I want to congratulate Sri Lanka Rupavahini for putting together a summit where you have over 100 delegates coming from 35 countries. This is a very important, key and timely summit which not only educates and gives knowledge to Sri Lankans but for all participants across the Asian continent. So for Bank of Ceylon to join as the banking partner, I think we touched on key points on the importance of climate action, importance of disaster recovery, and how on my side I covered more on the banking and finance side, how it can help overall achieve this. So as you know, we touched on the importance of being compliant with the 17 UN Sustainability Development Goals, the fact that Bank of Ceylon is in the forefront of financial inclusion, supporting our clients on green finance, and then creating a digital ecosystem. The bank has been the first bank to launch a biodegradable credit card. So lot of discussions were done, and I think this will be a very powerful message that goes across the country to everyone to understand the importance of having a green economy, having a country which can sustain and have development and growth and also be ready for disaster recovery. So I think it's a great day, and I wish all participants every success. Again, well done to getting all of these together. Thank you.
And this collaboration with Sri Lankan Rupavahini Corporation, what do you think about this collaboration?
Yes, I think Sri Lankan Rupavahini has stood up at the right point. It is, I believe, the most key event on climate finance and disaster recovery for Sri Lanka. And I think I want to congratulate Sri Lanka Rupavahini for bringing this to Sri Lanka and creating an opportunity to bring an expert panel to share their thoughts in terms of a country, how we can move forward on governance from actual action and also discipline and execution. I think it's a great win for the country to do such a big event which is at a regional level. Again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Moving on with more local stories, President Anura Kumara Dissanayake emphasized that it is essential to focus equally on both the confiscation of illegal drugs and the rehabilitation of individuals who have developed an addiction to them. The President made these remarks this morning during the second session of a Nation United National Steering Council convened at the Presidential Secretariat to eliminate the drug menace. The President also pointed out that the society possesses a variety of differing and occasionally opposing opinions concerning the rehabilitation of individuals who are addicted to drugs. Therefore, he emphasized the need to gather all these perspectives and formulate a new, widely acceptable plan of action. Taking these viewpoints into account, the President stressed that a scientific coordinated mechanism must be developed by bringing together all relevant state and non-state institutions. Attention was also drawn to building a trained human resource pool dedicated to rehabilitation activities. The President instructed the Ministry of Justice to prepare a new legal framework by March next year to enable the immediate destruction of seized drugs at the location where they are confiscated. Work on this process has already commenced based on earlier directives, and the President advised that the tasks be expedited, taking into account the matters discussed today. Under the proposed legislation, a magistrate must be summoned to the location where the drugs are seized to conduct an inspection, followed by the collection of samples by a government analyst. Thereafter, the seized stock may be destroyed immediately. The President also instructed that the recruitment of permanent and temporary government analysts be expedited to fill existing vacancies in the Government Analyst Department. A nationwide awareness program on the Quit a Nation United initiative to combat the drug crisis is scheduled for the December 6th and 7th, covering all district and divisional secretariats. The President further directed officials to ensure that all government institutions are able to certify themselves as drug-free and called for necessary administrative measures to be put in place to achieve this target. We take a look at more local stories on the other side of this break.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
More local stories coming your way. Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that government's aim is to incinerate the stock of narcotics arrested so far as soon as possible.
The minister made these remarks at the press briefing held today to inform the cabinet decisions. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that during this year only 1,736 kilograms of heroin has been taken into custody, 32.6 kilos of cocaine, 658 kilos of hashish, 3,784 kilos of ice and 15,843 kilos of cannabis have been seized. 4 million narcotic capsules are also in custody. The government does not make it a display. If the previous governments continued the raids properly, such a large amount of narcotics would not be spread throughout the island. A certain amount of the seized narcotics will be kept for legal activities. The rest will be incinerated as soon as possible. There is a legal barrier in this regard. Therefore, the government is amending the required laws to accelerate this process. No one should have suspicion regarding the government, since it will definitely end this problem. The minister stated that the government also hopes to hold the provincial council election as soon as possible. The minister said that there was a public protest against the preferential voting system. They requested a system to elect a member responsible for their particular ward. The proposed bill has been prepared in this connection. The minister also said that, however, the demarcation process has not been completed. If these amendments will become a reality, the election can be conducted without delay. The government hopes to hold the provincial council election as soon as possible. Views were also expressed over the economy of the country. The minister said that the Inland Revenue Department has collected 202 billion rupees as tax income for the first time in history. The opposition complained that the tax rates have been increased. Government has not increased tax rates, but streamlined tax collecting system. There is a certain motivation among the general public to pay the relevant taxes. When the people place their confidence on the government, they are compelled to pay taxes. The government has maintained a tax surplus of 15 billion rupees. This amount helps to control the monetary market. In the meantime, the government has provided ample amount of relief to people. More relief will be given in the future. Tax income will be utilized for the education of the children of the general public. Nearly 1,200 billion rupees have been set aside from the budget to develop the intellectual resources in the country. Then educated people attempt to stay in the country. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa further said that despite the negative comments of the opposition, millions of professionals in the country are aware of the fact that when the country develops, they will have more relief. The government has already increased the allowance based on the new salary scales. Some professionals left the country not because of the lower salaries, but because of the unnecessary political influence to their duties.
10 deaths have been reported by the recent disasters occurred due to the inclement weather. The National Building Research Organization informs that next few days could be more vulnerable. The Building Research Organization further says that the landslide warnings issued to some areas are further effective. Senior geologist Lakseri Indratilaka said that second-level amber warnings have been issued to some areas in the Haldumulla Divisional Secretariat area in the Badulla district and Nagoda Divisional Secretariat area in the Galle district. Valalavita, Bulat Sinhala and Ingiriya in the Kalutara district, Yatinura, Hewahata and Gangawatakorali in Kandy, Mavanella in Kegal, Kotapola and Pitabadara in Matara, Balangoda and Imbulkumbura, Kahavatta, Kalavana, Ratnapura, Nivitigala, Ayagama, Alapata and Kolonna in the Ratnapura district. People living in landslide-prone areas should be vigilant on possible landslides. The Disaster Management Centre stated that 67 individuals who have been affected by the disasters occurred in various places have been housed at 3 safer places at present. Rescue and relief activities are continuing. Director, Disaster Management Centre, Pradeep Kodipili says that the Kalutara, Jaffna, Galle, Badulla, Kegal, Ratnapura, Hambantota, Nuwara and Puttalam districts have been identified as affected areas. Temporary safe locations have been set up in Nuwara, Ratnapura and Jaffna districts. The Disaster Management Centre has placed rescue teams with members of 3 armed forces and the police. The Met Department says that an increase of the rainy condition will occur from today up to the next few days in the northern, north central, eastern and Uva provinces due to the turbulent condition of the lower atmosphere around the island. Director General of the Department of Meteorology Attula Karunanayaka said that a low pressure zone has developed close to the South Andaman Islands and close to Sri Lanka. Due to these low pressure zones, there is an increase of rains island-wide. Heavy rains may occur in the north central, eastern, Uva, central and southern provinces. The sea areas off the coast belt from Trincomalee to Colombo via Pothuil can be rough with a wind speed of 60 km per hour. Naval and fishing communities are requested to prevent from entering into the sea areas. Rainy condition may heighten from tomorrow to the 29th of this month.
ඊසාන දිශාවේ දීවර හා නායක කටයුතු යෙදීමෙන් වළකින්න කියන ඉල්ලීමත් අපි කියනවා. අපිට පැහැදිලිව පේනවා 26 ඉඳන් 29 වගේම දක්වාම මේ දිවයින තුල තියෙන වර්ෂාපතනේ සැලකිය යුතු වැඩිවීමක් අපිට අපේක්ෂා කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Due to the torrential rains occurred in the northern province, many areas have gone underwater. Our correspondent stated that many recently cultivated paddy lands of this Maha season have been also damaged by floods. Many paddy fields in the Buttala area have also been submerged due to the flood. Residents of the area says that this is the most severe flood occurred in the Buttala area after many years. A continuous rainy weather condition is prevailing in the Batticaloa district as well. It is reported that many low-lying areas in the district has gone underwater. Minor floods have occurred in the Gingaga, Nilwala River and Kudaganga, a tributary of Kaluganga and Daduroya. The irrigation department says that water levels of several reservoirs are also increasing. Many areas in the Anuradhapura district as well are receiving heavy rains at present. 4 sluice gates of the Rajangana reservoir are now opened, releasing a water flow of 3,856 cubic feet per second into the Kala Oya. 2 sluice gates of the Angamo reservoir are also opened, releasing a capacity of 552 cubic meters of water per second into the Kala Oya. Director of the Irrigation Department, L.S. Surya Bandara, said that the flood warning issued to the low-lying areas in Mahaoya and Attanagaluoya has been removed. Water levels in the Nilwala, Kalani, Kalu, Daduroya, Malvatoya, Kalaoya and Mioya river basins are still high.
Export Development Board says the country's export sector has continued its strong upward trajectory, recording a significant 6% growth during the period from January to October. Accordingly, total exports income reached $14.4 million, surpassed during the past 10 months. According to data released by Sri Lanka Customs along with estimated figures for gems and jewellery and petroleum products, total exports revenue reached $14,433 million. This also marks the first time that exports have exceeded the $14 billion mark within the first 10 months of a year. A key highlight is that exports of coconut-based products surpassed the $1 billion mark during this period for the first time.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that after many years, the highest amount for education has been allocated from this budget. She made these remarks joining the committee stage debate on the budget in Parliament today. Expenditure heads of the Ministry of Education, Higher Education and Vocational Education were also passed today.
Parliamentarian Rohini Kaviratna said that the government has only allocated 2% for the education in the budget. In response, Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that the government has allocated 7.04 billion rupees for education from this budget. No school will be closed and a number of schools have been earmarked to further development.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa questioned why the government has not recruited trainee teachers as permanent teachers in the service during the past 3 years. Deputy Minister Mahinda Jayasinghe said that on the 25th and 3rd of this month, 2023, just before 2 days to hold the exam, 4 cases were filed before the Supreme Court against the recruitment. If that exam was held, teachers would have been recruited without struggles or protests. Therefore, the graduate development officers will be recruited to teaching service by holding 2 exams next year. The Ministry of Education is now preparing proper plans to streamline education.
Parliamentarian Dr. Najit Indika said that in the past, some groups conducted protests demanding the 2,500 rupees Mahapala scholarship allowance to be increased up to 5,000 rupees. They held a march from Diyatoyana to the premises near Parliament. Then the protesters were given a sound thrashing. The NPP government increased the amount up to 7,500 rupees. Then, in the second time, the allowance was increased up to 10,000 rupees by this budget. In addition, scholarship students of low-income families are given 5,000 rupees allowance. A case filed against former Deputy Minister Sarana Gunawardena by the Bribery Commission under an allegation of corruption was taken up before the Colombo High Court today. Further hearing of the evidence was postponed up to the 8th of January. The case was summoned before the Colombo High Court Judge Mohammed Mihail. The Bribery Commission has filed the case against the former Deputy Minister Sarana Gunawardena under the charge of causing a loss to the government in hiring vehicles to the National Lotteries Board when he was acting as a chairman of the board. The former chairman of the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment, Mohammed Hilmi, who was arrested by the Bribery Commission on charges of financial misappropriation, has been remanded until the 9th of December by the Colombo Magistrates Court today. According to the Bribery Commission, he is accused of having unfairly presented a bid to an institution in the process of selecting an institution to provide training for officers of the Bureau during his tenure as the chairman in 2024.
Cabinet has granted approval for the payment of 15 employees of Kabul Lanka Private Limited and another 169 employees who lost their jobs while being employed at the Tulhiriya and Pugoda weaving mills. The concerned proposal was presented to the Cabinet by the Minister of Labour Anil Jayanta Fernando. The government has taken steps to pay compensation and other statutory allowances to the remaining employees who were prejudiced due to the closure of Kabul Lanka Private Limited Tulhiriya. There are 169 other employees who lost their jobs while being employed at the Tulhiriya and Pugoda weaving mills.
It has been observed that issuing licenses is not fruitful further since the old terrestrial analog television transmission system is to undergo complete closure in the future. Since the Cabinet has approved the proposal to suspend with immediate effect the process of issuing licenses in order to operate television channels terrestrially by the Ministry of Health and Mass Media, along with the process of separating frequencies from the frequency spectrum by Telecommunications Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka to operate television channels terrestrially. And this has been a joint proposal by President Anurukumara Dissanayake in his capacity as the Minister of Digital Economy and Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa.
Cabinet spokesman Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that efforts are being taken again to divide frequencies when a mega transformation in telecasting in Sri Lanka is in the process. This will hamper the process. As such, action has to be taken providing justice to all without obstructing the process, the minister pointed out. This action will be temporarily suspended and will be completed within a period of 3 years.
Cabinet also granted its approval to sign an agreement between Italy and Sri Lanka to recognize driving licenses mutually. This agreement pertains to the obtaining of an Italian driving license by conversion of Sri Lankan driving licenses to Sri Lankans having a valid driving license obtained before obtaining Italian residency, and to those Sri Lankans who are residents of that country for a period of less than 6 years. At the same time, a mechanism will be established for driving licenses of Italian nationals resident in Sri Lanka who will be empowered to hold Sri Lankan driving licenses under this procedure. Minister Bimal Ratnayake presented to the Cabinet the relevant proposal in this regard.
A proposal by Minister Bimal Ratnayake to award a contract to the lowest bidder, Maga Engineering Private Limited, based on the recommendations of the High-Level Standard Procurement Committee to widen and develop a section of William Gopallava Mawatha in Kandy to a 4-lane standard.
The Cabinet of Ministers has given the green light to award a sum of 360 million rupees as total cost to City Health Imports Private Limited to procure 3 million doses of rabies vaccine used in the prevention of rabies. The concerned proposal was presented by Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa to the Cabinet.
It is expected to obtain necessary funds from the Asian Infrastructure Facilities Investment Bank for the construction of Norochole-Variapola transmission line and Variapola switchyard. The proposal presented to the Cabinet by Minister Kumara Jayakodi to take further steps in this regard has also been approved.
The extraordinary gazette notification issued regarding gem industry is to be presented in Parliament for approval. The proposal in this regard, presented by President Anura Kumara Dissanayake in his capacity as the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, has also gained Cabinet approval. A discussion to formulate a streamlined process in order to find solutions to the problems faced by farmers was held at the President's office today, attended by Ministers K.D. Lalkantha and Vasantha Samarasinghe. Minister Lalkantha pointed out that although a definite program to protect the paddy farmer paying attention to paddy cultivation for a long time, a definite program has not been so far formulated within the country regarding other crops. The minister said that the objective of the government is to enhance the status of the living standard of the paddy farmers and all other farmers, safeguarding them. Extensive discussions were also held regarding the streamlining of paddy procedure, or rather procuring methodology, and enhancing paddy production aimed at restricting the import of rice. A special attention was paid to provide rice of high quality at a reasonable price to the consumer, at the same time safeguarding the farmer and also minimizing production costs. It has also been expressed during the discussion that the government has decided to fix a stable price for paddy without causing any injustice to the farmer. Farmer representatives thanked the government on this occasion for mediating with the definite program as a government to provide solutions to problems faced by them. Deputy Ministers Namal Karunaratne and T.B. Sarath were also present at the discussion. We move on to news overseas now. Steps have been taken to launch an investigation into a large-scale fraud allegedly committed by the head of Ukraine's anti-corruption agency. According to foreign media, the official in the question is believed to be a close associate of Ukrainian president. According to reports, Timur Mindich, the head of Ukraine's anti-corruption agency, is said to be a close associate and business partner of the president. It has now been revealed that he, together with several others, has carried out large-scale fraud in energy sector transactions in Ukraine amounting to nearly $100 million.
In your sports stories for tonight, Minister of Sports Sunil Kumar Gamage says that certain sections of media has inaccurately reported the inspection tour by him at the closed swimming pool premises of the Jaffna Central College. He expressed his views in this regard. Minister of Sports Sunil Kumar Gamage was on tour of Jaffna recently to attend the foundation laying for the construction of an indoor sports stadium in Jaffna city and some other development activities. He joined an inspection tour of the premises of the swimming pool, which is not in use, at the Jaffna Central College. The swimming pool, constructed in 2012, was abandoned for a period of nearly 12 years. The minister, during his inspection, added that the steps will be taken to construct a swimming pool which will be useful to the sports persons of Jaffna. Minister of Sports Sunil Kumar Gamage said that certain sections of the media has distorted the event and reported that the minister returned without opening it. There is no construction at all at the location, and the minister visited to inspect the possibility of renovating a swimming pool which has been abandoned for more than 12 years after construction. And that sums up the news for you tonight. Join us same time, same place tomorrow as well. It's me, Sonal, alongside Sharifa, signing off for the night. Have a good night.
Good night.